Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.
Yeah, let's go. Welcome to the show. This is Smoke the Competition. I'm your host, Eric Sojash. Please give us a follow. Please subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter at Sojash Sports. In today's episode, I'm diving into Week 6. Already gave you your Thursday night pick. Went with the Kansas City Chiefs at minus 10.5, and they hit, winning the game 19-8 over the Denver Broncos. We got 4 more games on this docket that we want to break down for you, why you should pick them, how you're going to make some money this weekend as well. We're going to be breaking down some of those fantasy lineups, diving right into your Week 6 fantasy sleepers. I got some players that if you have some bye weeks or injury problems, these players you can plug right into your lineups and keep on trucking on your way to your fantasy championship. So we're going to break that down along with the point spread and just discuss some fantasy football and beautiful NFL news. So stay tuned. It's Week 6. Let's go. The first thing I want to do is break down those fantasy lineups. Let's have a look at who you should be starting. First player we want to dive into as a Week 6 sleeper is quarterback of those Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford. Let's put some respect on this man's name. This is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, fantastic player his entire career. Heading into the 2023 season, his fantasy stock was a bit down. Nobody had Stafford as a high-end QB1. So far, he hasn't hit the ground running in terms of fantasy production. He's been pretty safe, averaging about 16 points per game. He finally got his ace in the hole back last week with the return of Cooper Kupp, superstar wide receiver, especially in fantasy football, and those two picked up right where they left off. I see them absolutely dominating in Week 6 as they take on the Arizona Cardinals. Get Stafford in your lineup. This man is set to put down at least 250 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Probably put up 20 fantasy points. Great fantasy sleeper for Week 6. Start him. My next sleeper heading into Week 6 is wide receiver of the Carolina Panthers, Adam Thielen. This guy has been an absolute steal if you drafted him late in drafts or if you were able to pick him up off free agency. Wow. What a player so far. His connection with the Carolina Panthers quarterback Bryce Young has been pretty solid. He also has a fantastic connection with backup quarterback Andy Dalton, so it doesn't really matter who comes in at QB. Adam Thielen is producing. The last 4 weeks, he's coming off 16 points, 26, 11, and 22 respectively. These are wide receiver 1 numbers. He's currently sitting as the wide receiver 10 on the season. Absolute steal. Get him in your lineups. Adam Thielen is a must start this week. He's a sleeper play with huge upside. He's taking on the Miami Dolphins in a game that seems to be a high-scoring outlook. I got Adam Thielen as a great sleeper, a great start in Week 6. Get him in your lineups. And last but not least, the sleeper I'm seeing heading into Week 6 as an absolute stud is Josh Downs, wide receiver of those Indianapolis Colts. Now this guy is a true slot receiver, fantastic technician, and he's great at the catch point. He's just starting to get going now that they have a new opportunity at quarterback with the unfortunate injury of Anthony Richardson. We got Gardner Minshew coming in. Now this guy is more of your prototypical quarterback. He's definitely looking to get the ball out of his hands a lot faster than Anthony Richardson, and he's definitely not looking to run the ball. So the upside is going way up for wide receivers in this room, and the one that I see taking the biggest uptick is Josh Downs. He's a great sleeper pick. If you've been hanging on to him or if you recently were able to acquire him, this is a great week to start him. He's coming off his best performance as a pro, where he was able to put up 12 fantasy points on 6 receptions with 6 targets for 97 yards. Just missed that century mark. I see him having another great performance this week. Get him in your lineups. Josh Downs is an absolute great sleeper this week.
So, who gets the win and by how much?
All right, the first game that I'm looking at here as part of my best bets is between the Carolina Panthers and the Miami Dolphins. Now, I know 14 is a huge spread, and we don't like to lay them on huge spreads typically, but with the Miami Dolphins clicking on offense the way they have, putting up record-setting numbers, and dominating their opposing defenses, I gotta go with Miami here. They're taking on a winless team in Carolina with a rookie quarterback that struggled to put up points, so it's hard-pressed to see the Carolina Panthers putting up enough points to keep up with Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle. Also, with the return of Jeff Wilson, just in the nick of time, he's coming off IR as Devon Achane is heading to IR. So we got Jeff hitting the field with fresh legs to help this balanced offense continue to keep clicking. I don't see how this team is going to get stopped at home. They should put up over 30 points, which is something the Carolina Panthers have struggled to do. I'm going with Miami, minus 14. Let's go. The next game I feel really good about heading into the Week 6 weekend as part of my best bets is between the San Francisco 49ers and those Cleveland Browns. San Francisco is arguably the best team in the NFL right now. They're clicking on both sides of the ball with the best running back in the entire league, toting a rock, looking for that MVP. We got Christian McCaffrey just dominating this season. He's been completely unstoppable, and that trend should only continue as he heads into Cleveland to take on a very stout defense. Good thing those 49ers have a very stout defense of their own, led by number 54, Fred Warner. So I don't see how those Cleveland Browns and a backup quarterback in PJ Walker are going to be able to move the ball enough to keep up with this 49ers team. Granted, Cleveland's defense should keep them relatively in the game early on, but by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, these 49ers are going to build a double-digit lead, and this defense is going to be shutting down Cleveland's offense all day long. I'm picking the Niners, minus 9.5 on the road. They should easily cover this spread and continue their dominance on their way to 6-0. The third game I like as a best bet this weekend is between the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Detroit comes into Tampa as 3-point favorites, and I'm rolling with Detroit on this one. The way their offense has been rolling, even with some injuries heading into this week, I still like what I see. Now, the rookie Jahmyr Gibbs will miss this contest with a hamstring injury. However, Dave Montgomery has been on fire. They shouldn't miss a beat. This guy's been killing it since coming over from Chicago, just running through tackles, finding his way in the end zone. Kid has been phenomenal. Speaking of phenomenal, they have a pass rusher in Detroit by the name of Aiden Hutchinson that's on his way to superstardom. I see this kid as an absolute stud. He's just killing opposing teams, chasing their quarterbacks all over the field. Baker Mayfield is going to be one of those quarterbacks this Sunday that's going to have nightmares from his visits from Aiden Hutchinson. I'm taking Detroit to get the win, find a way to pull out the victory by at least a field goal on the road, and continue to show the NFC why they are one of the top teams. The fourth game that I like as part of my best bets is when the Buffalo Bills host the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football. I'm rolling with Buffalo as huge favorites, 14 points to be exact. Still think they can cover that line. They're going against the New York Giants team that is completely decimated with injuries. No Daniel Jones. Tyrod Taylor is going to be at the helm. Saquon Barkley is iffy. They're saying he's a game-time decision. If I was him, I'd sit this one out. No point in rushing yourself back when your star quarterback and the rest of the offense is not going to be there. Plus, they're going to be taking on a Buffalo team that is pissed right off. They're coming off a tough loss in London. They want to get that bad taste out of their mouth. I can see Josh Allen just going berserk in this game early, trying to put away the Giants in the first half. With the unfortunate season-ending injury to Matt Milano, this guy's one of the best linebackers in the entire NFL. This is a huge loss for that Buffalo defense. That's consecutive weeks that they've lost key players on that side of the ball. With that said, I can see the Bills treating this game as an absolute must-win. They're going to want to get that taste out of their mouth from London. So, unfortunately for this short-handed Giants, they're going to be coming into a buzzkill. Buffalo's going to be looking to get a big lead here, and I can see them dominating from start to finish. Let's just hope the Giants don't get a late touchdown to kill that spread. But I'm rolling with Buffalo, minus 14, get the job done at home, and get back on the winning track. So far, so good for best bets. I'm sitting at 14-6 on the season, coming off a Week 5 4-0 record, looking to go back to back. Let's win some money.
That's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. Give us a follow. Once again, subscribe to the channel. I'm Eric Sojash. Peace, love. Let's continue to smoke the competition.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. The card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road.